Are we doing this?
Is it on?
I don't know.
I think it's time.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
Me too. Hey guys, it's Alix.
And Kayla.
And we're I'm gonna have to do this later.
Okay.
I already forgot what it is.
Okay. You don't want to do the intro part at all?
I already forgot what it is. It's like we're wives.
We're married.
We're married.
Not related.
Definitely codependent. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just go. Hey guys, it's Alix.
And Kayla.
And we're wives. Fuck. God.
You got it, honey. You got it. You could do this.
I gotta get all my willies out.
Get your willies out. Okay.
God damn it. Okay. Hey guys, it's Alix.
And Kayla.
And we're married, not related, definitely codependent.
But in a cute way.
And we're so excited to be here. It's our first episode.
It's our first episode. We finally made it.
We're so happy that hopefully people are listening. Welcome.
Hopefully one person is listening out there. You'll have to let us know. So we're not going to do the whole thing that podcasts usually do, which is like, what did you do this weekend? And also we spend 24/7 together, hence the codependent part.
And we're kind of boring.
We're boring. And it's like, what am I seriously going to ask you anyways? So instead we're going to just kind of like shake it up. And we're going to do this thing called Your Turn to Lead, which means every episode we're going to start with a game or something that's a little bit more fun, a little bit more engaging than just like, so then I went to Home Goods. And that we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And that, by the way, is what we did.
We're sparing you. We're sparing you.
So it's your turn to lead. What do you got for us?
Well, I'm kind of excited about this one. We're doing hot takes this week, which basically is like kind of a spicy opinion that you have.
Yeah.
And so I think people want to know what your hot take is on pop culture this week.
Okay. The scary thing about doing hot takes on our first episode is that we're going to just immediately piss people off and make them unsubscribe. But we're doing it. We're just diving in. So, but I feel like pop culture it's a gentle, nobody really cares about that, right? Like no one's going to get mad at us.
I think people have opinions.
Yeah, people, they care too much. That's a whole separate problem we will talk about at some point. Okay. Currently, my hot take pop culture is any Love Island fans out there will understand this. Okay. And I'm talking season 6, not season 7. That is a whole other issue. But season 6, Aaron and Kayla, I think they should be together. They need to be together.
But why are you saying this?
Why do I think they should be together? Why is it a hot take?
Like, why do you think they should be together?
Anyone who is watching Beyond the Villa, which is basically, it's another show, a spinoff show of the season 6 cast and them getting famous and everything post Love Island, the chemistry between them. I'm sorry, but first of all, there's no way they're good at acting. They're not faking that.
No.
They don't have that skill.
Didn't he like cheat on her and lie to her and all those things?
Okay. So I should preface by saying every relationship I've ever had other than you has been extremely toxic and revolved around cheating. So maybe don't take my advice on this one. And usually I would be the last person to be like, yeah, she should give him another shot. But I don't know what it is. It's just, it feels like he made a mistake. Okay. And also there's this whole question of like, did he cheat because they weren't exclusive or closed off or whatever the label terms are? It was like this vague Ross and Rachel.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I know. And it's like he made a mistake. And then, yes, he lied about the mistake for the rest of the season and months after. But I am convinced he's changed.
I think so, too. I'm actually with you on this one because anyone can see that, number one, they have undeniable chemistry. They clearly really like each other. And they feel like they can't be together because he made a mistake.
Yeah.
But I just feel like he seems different. He seems like he's like genuine and like remorseful and like is just like focused on the right things in life.
And that's what I was going to say. It's like, for me, it's one thing someone makes a mistake, like whatever that happened. But for me personally, what's more important is the way they handle it after. And it's like he deleted his social media, went to therapy, and then just like went hiking in nature around the world
for a year.
Hello.
I'm with you.
What do you mean? I'm okay with that.
I'm curious what people think about this, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear my hot take?
Obviously.
Okay. So my hot
Oh my
take,
God, I already know what it's going to be just by your smile.
it's obviously about Jojo Siwa.
Obviously.
And the thing is that like, I've been like building an obsession with her over like the last year, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I really knew who she was before that.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, I love her. That's not the hot take.
But that in and of itself is a hot take.
I just think she's hilarious and wonderful. But my hot take is that like, I think I've never been happier for Jojo Siwa. Like, she's thriving. She's got so much backlash coming after her because she came out as a lesbian when she was 17 and now she said she's queer and she's dating Chris Hughes, which by the way, he's so cute and they're so cute together. And I'm just so happy for her.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people can't be happy for her. But I love her.
I know. If Jojo Siwa has no fans, you're dead. We know. But, and I agree. I don't agree with the whole backlash of like, are you a lesbian? Are you gay? Are you not? She literally came out when she was 17. Most 17-year-olds don't know what their sexuality is.
No.
Why are we expecting her to know? And still at this point, isn't she only like 21? She's still a child.
She's a child.
But I think for me, the only somewhat strange thing about the situation is the age gap. I don't love it. But
can't we just be happy for her?
Yeah.
She's so happy.
No, I'm happy for her. I find it weirder on the other. It's like, I just, that's my own predatory.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. So we're going to hit one other hot take.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hit hot takes on queerness.
Oh, shit. Here we go. How much time do we have again? No, I'm just kidding. We have not that much time, I know, but hot take on queerness. And I know, okay, maybe this is like lukewarm. Let's see how hot I want to get.
This is supposed to be spicy.
Okay. So I think that a lot of people can agree that like, yes, we're supposed to be this community that is super inclusive and open and welcome to everyone, right? And this is the part that's lukewarm, is that I think we can all agree that even though it's preaching this love and light inclusivity, there's also this kind of element of like hierarchy and like the whole gold star lesbian and like how gay are you? And there's this like status and everything that's built into it, which seems like the antithesis of we're open to everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the thing that I see in that, it just reminds me of growing up in an extremely Christian household and still having very religious family members who it's like this religious ideology of like, Jesus is love and light, same thing. God loves everyone except the gays. There's always this like except.
Yeah, always a but.
And it feels kind of like we're starting to do that in the gay
What do you
sphere.
mean?
Because it's like, it can be like, everyone's welcome here, but if you're conservative, fuck off.
Can't be a Republican. Definitely not.
And it's just like, and obviously sometimes that is true, depending on what that person thinks and their ideals and things they've said. Yeah. But it's like, there's just not this, it feels very binary thinking again, without this gray area that we're supposed to be like anti-binary thinking people. So it feels a little contradictory.
I think that's spicy.
Okay.
I like it.
Don't come for me, queers. Don't come for me.
They might.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Might as well
especially if you're like, well, I've seen the controversy when it's like, you'll post on your stories like, who did you vote for? And people are like, oh my God, you even let people follow you who voted for Trump, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, people have said I should go into and look at the results and block every single person that said they voted for Trump. I'm like, I just wouldn't. Also, by the way, that's not going to help change their mind on any of these things.
No, I'm with you. I think we could be more inclusive for sure.
Yeah.
You see it in all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. And okay, so do you want to hear mine?
Yeah.
I'm like a little bit nervous to say this.
Oh no.
Because I feel like people are going to come for me.
Okay, the 5 subscribers we have are out the
Don't
window.
come for me, guys. Like, again, I can have an opinion, but I'm so nervous to say this.
We're like sweating through our clothes right now.
You know the trad wife movement that's been happening? I don't know how long it's been happening for, but it's like a thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like 2 pieces. Number 1, this is the lukewarm piece, but I feel like the trad wife movement is entering the queer community.
Oh, yeah.
You see it, right?
I made a TikTok about this last year.
Did you really?
Yeah, where I said that It said something of like, I fear the femme to trad wife pipeline is real.
That's true.
That's true.
Okay, so I've seen it as well, and I think it's like it's entering the queer community, and the spicy part is that I'm kind of here for it.
You have a trad fetish? You little traddy daddy?
You're gonna be my trad wife, and I'm gonna be your traddy daddy.
Yeah, I feel like it's more that you want to be the daddy. It's less about the traddy and me, and
Yes.
more about the daddy and you.
I feel so seen right now.
Uncomfortably seen.
I don't know what it is, but I'm okay with it. I'm kind of into it.
So the next episode, I shouldn't be wearing sweats, is what you're saying. I should
No,
be wearing
you look so cute.
a little house on the prairie outfit.
No, it's not about the outfits.
Are you sure you don't want me to wear a bonnet?
Oh my god!
You talk shit on my bonnet that I sleep in every night. So.
I really am not get down with the bonnet. I love the way you dress. Don't change anything about you.
Okay.
But I'm into it. I'm here for it.
It's just the essence of chatting.
And I feel like with queerness, that we should be able to live the life that we want to live. That's like, I feel like the whole point of queerness is that we get to be who we want to be, live how we want to be. So don't come at me, people.
If you want to trad out.
That's right.
All right. I like it. It's hot.
Okay. So anyways, those are our hot takes. Give us some feedback.
Or don't.
And yeah. And now we're going to be talking about, I don't know how to transition. Fuck. How do I transition?
So our next segment that we're going to do is we'll share a news article. We'll share a news article that just felt relevant, that felt fun, that felt exciting. Maybe it felt ridiculous, but we just wanted to share it with each other and share it with you.
That isn't from TikTok.
That isn't from TikTok. So it can be an article, it can be a movie, it can be a podcast, basically anything other than TikTok news, because we're trying to get smarter, not dumber, but we're not sure if it's working. So
what do you got for us,
TBD.
honey?
Okay, so I found this article popped up on my Google feed. It's from Business Insider.
Very official.
I feel so smart when I say that.
That feels very corporate.
You bite your tongue. A 103-year-old who was married for 77 years shared 3 tips for a healthy, long-lasting marriage.
I hope I get 77 years with you, honey.
Well,
that's all I want.
Yeah, I can't do math fast enough. How old are 100?
You would be 108.
So yeah,
that sounds ideal.
It's not likely, but we can hope. So I want to read the 3 things that they said that made their marriage last. I want to hear what your feedback is. And then if we have time, you can tell me what you think some of yours are. Okay, so the first one is know that issues won't last forever. Okay, whatever. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's the trick, though?
Okay. But that's like just kind of life. Like everything is temporary.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
this too shall pass.
This is self-help 101. Okay, so the next one, this one is my favorite. Know the things that annoy your partner and avoid them.
This is the wife that said this?
Who said it? Yeah. So you want your chat
you
wife.
are not following this tip whatsoever.
Either are you. Are you serious? Can you imagine just like, I purposely do things that annoy you because that's fun for me.
You literally terrorize me.
It's more, you are more concerned when I'm not terrorizing you.
I feel like,
you can tell if I'm depressed because I'm just kind of.
It's fun to annoy your
just
partner
kind
a
of
little bit.
Neutral versus just like.
This is really a top 3 tip?
Yeah. Okay. So then the last one, always have something to look forward to.
I mean, I feel like that helps get me through work. Like if I have like a trip plan, I'm like, okay, cool. I can work for the next like month knowing that I have something to look forward to. But like,
this is work.
Is it?
This podcast is work.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm like with these tips.
I mean, okay, I'm not saying that I'm not into them. They're true. But it's just a little bit like, that's it. I thought I was going to get something so much better.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so what are yours? We've been married for 5 years?
I think
5.5 years?
always apologize first.
Yeah.
Just like, just apologize.
But see, that applies to you and not me. Only to you.
Because you think you're always right. Yesterday, you could have apologized to me and you didn't.
Are we going there?
No.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm just like, always apologize. It just makes everything better. If you upset someone, if you said something you didn't mean, you hurt your partner, just apologize. Like, it makes everything better. There's
Okay.
like, we don't need ego here. Just admit that you're wrong.
Don't give me that look. Do not give me that look. What about when someone apologizes? I'm sorry that you feel this way.
That's not a real apology. I'm saying like a genuine, sincere, heartfelt apology,
But
which
what
is
if
like,
they don't feel sorry?
which means that
and
like
just
you
lie?
understand what you did and the impact it had on the other person, and that you will attempt to not do that again.
So basically, that will solve all problems, is just apologizing.
It will solve the majority of your problems.
But if you're not sorry and you're saying it anyways, is that really a tip to a long-lasting marriage?
But that's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying like,
If you're not sorry, then like, but you really hurt somebody,
yeah,
you're probably not going to end up being with them.
but you would be sorry that you hurt them. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I feel like it is genuine to say, I'm sorry that I hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. I just don't agree with why you're hurt. Your face. You're getting
Honey,
so
this is the
upset.
most Enneagram 8 thing you've ever said.
Okay. Do you have any other tips?
I have other tips, but yeah, I want to hear one from you.
Long-lasting marriage. I mean, I feel like it's kind of cliche, but it's like the love language thing it's real. I think knowing them, it's real, because otherwise it's like you're giving love and you think that you're being so loving, but the other person is receiving it in this other, like everybody knows how it works.
It's true.
So it's like knowing that and prioritizing those things for both people, I think is really important.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how to say this, but it's like, be a best friend to your partner. And that means like really being present with them, really like showing up for them, listening, like being caring, you know, like being inquisitive, like wanting to know them, understand them, and love them. Like, be a real best friend, you know?
I feel like that means you have to be a lesbian. Not everyone's a lesbian.
Well, I don't know. Like, you should just be invested in that person and like genuinely want to know how they're feeling, understand who they are.
I agree.
And like really walk alongside them through all the hard stuff. Like, be a real best friend.
Okay, but this also, I feel like you have to be a lesbian because I don't know. And maybe this is just because
men aren't capable.
It's not even that. Maybe I'm just too gay. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that's why I never had that with a man. I'm like, is that possible in straight relationships?
I don't know.
Maybe I was just too gay to feel that. Possibly. It could be a possibility. But that's just like kind of a whole separate conversation, is like, I'm sure that straight couples can get there. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't know.
I haven't dated a boy since I was like in high school or early college, like freshman year. So it's been over 20 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't contribute.
But I feel like that is kind of the perfect lead into what we're really talking about today, which is the story of us.
Ooh.
The story of us.
Our love story? Our
love story, your favorite story to tell. Remember when we first started dating? How we used to literally, this is so gay. This is literally one of the gayest things I've ever admitted out loud.
No. What is it?
When we first started dating, we used to tell each other our love story to fall asleep at night.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Yes, we did during COVID.
No, we didn't.
I think it was before we had a dog, and we would just like lay in bed and just like tickle each other and be like, and then what happens?
What is wrong? That's so embarrassing. I can't believe you just said that out loud. I don't think that happened.
You don't even remember?
No.
You don't even remember?
I blocked out all the embarrassing things.
You were the one that always asked for it.
That makes sense, honestly.
You're like, tell me again. It was literally just like a kid being tucked in at night or something.
Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. That sounds like me.
But that
sounds like something I would do.
That tracks. That definitely tracks. So anyways, are you ready to get tucked in with your sweet little
Don't put me to sleep. Don't put me to sleep. I gotta talk to the people.
Okay, so I think our story actually starts before we met, like actually physically met, because we were living these really weird parallel lives.
Oh, yeah.
Just as an example, I have to say this. I'm not going to say what their names are, but so we were both dating people. You were dating a chick. I was dating a guy. and they have the exact same name with the exception of one letter. Like it would be like
just one extra letter at the end of their
it's
name.
like the feminine and masculine version of the name, like an Alexandra and an Alexander. It was not those names, but like that, you know, and we dated them for the exact same period of time. I think we even broke up in the same, maybe not the same month, but like within a month
pretty
of
much
each
the
other.
same, yeah.
So
same time frame.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's
That's
weird. Yeah.
weird. So we both were going through, we had a breakup at the beginning of 2019. I'm also deep in my Saturn return, which is like, I believe in that shit. If you don't, that's fine, but it's real. That's all I have to say. It's real. I experienced it. And as a kicker, I also had come off of birth control at the end of 2018. So I was losing my mind because
one does.
I had been on birth control for 15 years. So I'm just like in this existential, like, you know, a breakup, the birth control, Saturn return. It's like the perfect storm of like, what is the meaning of my life? Who am I? What do I believe in? So I'm like going down this intense. That's when I did my first ayahuasca retreats. I did a 10-day water fast. I'm like deep into psychedelics and meditation and just like all the most intense level of spiritual seeking. I don't know what I was doing, but
it's a hardcore version.
It was a hardcore version.
Yep.
And so what were you doing? What were you doing in 2019?
I was having the same experience, but I
Softer.
don't choose the most intense versions of things like you do. Like I don't need to do a 3-week water fast. That sounds horrible.
It wasn't 3 weeks. It was 10 days.
That's way too long to not eat food.
It's not good.
That's not right.
It's not good for you, especially if you're a
I
girl.
would never do that. I can't even do a 1-day juice cleanse.
No.
Anyways, mine was very much like...
On a side note, your hanger issues, I wouldn't even want to be around you if you ever tried to do a juice cleanse. You need
food to survive.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I was in the same state of mind of like very much had this, I don't know, awakening moment where I just saw things in my life in a very specific way and realized that I was the problem in a lot of areas of my life and that I didn't want to be that anymore. And so, but my pursuit of like spiritual growth and personal development was very internal focused and very inward focused and not like through these external, like very intense situations. And so for me, it was like very much like through books and then like, you know, deep conversations with friends and, you know, travel and some new experiences and those types of things. But so we were going through kind of a similar mentality of like wanting to grow at the same time.
Yeah. And then we also both started dating someone again. So we had our kind of like rebound person post our long, serious relationships. Didn't we date that next person around the same time frame?
I think mine was just after yours, but yeah, similar in the fall.
Yeah. So, but it was about like a 4 or 5 month relationship, not anything like super serious. Okay. So we had that person after that we both were. And by the way, the girl who you date, that girl has the same birthday as me.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It's really weird.
Like, what is that?
I'd never dated a Taurus before you, well, except for her. And then it was just like, must find the right person with the right birthday. So
weird.
It was weird.
But so we both dated somebody again, kind of briefly and everything. And I had found my person via my woo-woo spiritual ways of writing down exactly what I wanted in a partner and blah, blah, blah. And then that person kind of like jumped off the page and I'm like, holy shit, this is real. I'm a witch. Like it just worked. and I didn't feel actually ready to date because I had just broken up with someone, but I also felt like I asked for this. I can't just then like be like, sorry, no, thank you. But then once I was dating them, I realized I missed some things on the checklist.
You missed some critical pieces when you wrote the things down on paper.
Like, you know, when you break up with someone and so you kind of want the exact opposite of what you had before.
Yeah.
But then you get the opposite and you're like, wait, but that's also not it. That's just filling the holes that I thought I had. You know what I mean?
Not hitting the spot.
So it's like, I need to refine the list, you know? So then I did that. I refined it and I knew I could fucking feel you coming from literally on the other side of the world. I'm in Australia, Bali, like that whole side of the world. You're in the States and I could feel you coming. It was so weird. It was such a weird feeling. So I was so scared to do my whole writing practice, witchy practice again, because I knew as soon as I did, it was going to happen. And even though that's what I wanted, I was also so scared because I'm like, but then it's going to be real. not just gonna be talking about it anymore. It's gonna be real.
Yeah.
And
That is scary. It's like your whole life is about to change.
yeah. And 3 days after I wrote it, I met you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You just weaseled your way in.
I think you might have called me in. That's the way I would prefer to say it.
And luckily for me, you weren't dating the girl anymore because what happened?
So I'd been dating this girl that you're referring to. We dated briefly, I don't know, 1 or 2 months, something like that, not super long. And we, during the time we were still dating, we decided to plan a trip together, as one does, as lesbians do. And when they've only known each other for a month. And so it was for over like Christmas, New Year's time. And she was like, oh, have you been to Nicaragua? I've always wanted to go. I'm like, no. And I just learned to surf that year. So I was like wanting to go to a place where I could kind of continue learning surfing in warm water. And so I booked us a place in Nicaragua. Turns out like maybe a month before the trip, we break up, but I had already paid for this trip. So I'm like, well, I paid for it. I'm going to go. I'm just going to go do this by myself. And so I show up in Nicaragua and basically I'm hanging out at the bar, drinking water, and this girl with yellow sweatpants on, that's weird. Yellow sweatpants walks in and like basically comes and fills up her water bottle right next to me. And I'm like, hey, I like your yellow pants.
What a line.
I don't know.
You didn't say yellow pants. You just said, I like your pants. And I was like, what are you talking about? I only owned actually one pair of sweatpants. And so they were disgusting, literally holes. I wear my clothes so hard, raggedy. And they were my plane clothes. I just got off the plane.
You looked really cute.
A 50-hour trip from Perth. Or no, I was in Melbourne, Australia to Nicaragua. It was so long. I was so out of it. And you're just like, oh, I like your pants. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking? I was so cranky and just not.
I didn't notice.
I was mostly just pissed because I didn't want to be staying in a dorm room.
Oh, me neither.
And when I arrived, the guy's like, okay, I was hoping he was going to be like, oh, no one's in the dorm, you know? And it was just the only room that was available. And so he's like, oh, he pointed over at you and he's like, oh, that girl or like that I don't remember exactly what he said, but like, oh, she's one of your roommates. And I was like, fuck that girl. Like, that's what I was thinking.
That's what you were thinking when you saw me?
It had nothing to do with you. It was probably
Meanwhile,
just
I was just like, oh, look at this cute girl with her cute pants.
Because I was just like, oh, like you're in my room. I don't want to be in this room. I'm 31. Why am I in a dorm room?
I understand. I didn't want to be in a room with you either.
Yeah. See?
But, you know.
Now you can't get rid of
because I had been there the week before and I had to move hotels because I extended my trip. And I had this like amazing, like really cool suite for the first week. And then I had to move because everything was booked. It was New Year's, but I wanted to stay longer because I was having so much fun. I had made all these friends. So I moved hotels and the only thing available was a dorm room. And I was really bummed about it. I'm like 32 years old and I'm like
flirting with the yoga teacher. Let's be real. That's what you were. And not me. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the yoga teacher. Don't even talk about her.
Honey. But anyway, so I ended up in a dorm. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be at that hotel. My friends were like, just go for one night. If you don't like it, come and like sleep on the couch in the hotel. Like no big deal. And I'm like, cool. I'll probably end up there tomorrow night.
But then you met me and I changed everything. No,
Yes.
Once we started talking, I was like, oh, you're nice and whatever. Like you're super sweet and it's annoying because I can't be mad at you. Like you're just so nice and likable. And so we just kind of started chatting. I was mostly just delirious. But I think I went to sleep pretty early that night.
Yeah.
And the next day was New Year's Eve.
Yes.
So I didn't want to go out.
I wanted to go out. I wanted to party. I wanted to go have fun. And I was like, we're going out. You came there with a friend as well. You were there with a friend.
Yeah.
And we quickly made friends with another girl who was there. We kind of all hit it off. And we had this little kind of girl group. And the three of us were down to go out. You were not down to go out. You were also like still kind of like weirdly grieving the ex-boyfriend situation and like confiding in me about it, like sitting on my bed, talking to me about this guy. And I was like, this guy sucks. Like, what are you doing? But I was there for you. But I was like, we need to go out. This is going to be fun.
And to be fair, I was grieving him because it was like a shit that wouldn't flush. He just like came back up again, you know?
Yeah.
And so we had a little resurgence moment. And that's why I wasn't still grieving it a year later, but I was just like, oh, it's really over and it's like a new year. And I'm like so deep in my spiritual era that I just wanted to I wanted to stay home and journal on New Year's Eve, and you guys were like, just come out. I had stopped drinking exactly a year before, so I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm feeling it. And you're like, just come out for a little bit. If it sucks, we'll come back. It's fine.
Yeah.
And so I did, and it was so much fun.
We had the best night ever.
We had the best night ever.
Well, it was kind of weird because basically I don't even know you. Like I met you like 24 hours prior, but we really haven't spent any time together because you were in like the beginner surf lessons and I was in the other group.
I was in the beginner one, whatever.
And so we didn't even get to spend that day together. So I barely knew you.
Yeah.
We go out and we end up at this like really weird bar. Like think like a Cancun spring break situation,
so
like
dirty.
really weird.
I think we saw a girl getting fucked on the base. Like
that was our friend, and that wasn't what was happening.
It was?
That was our friend, but she was just making out.
I thought that she was like,
Honey, no,
okay,
stop. Anyways, hopefully she doesn't listen to this. That's so embarrassing. But so anyways, we go out and we're in this like really weird bar and everybody is like 21-year-old wasted.
Yeah.
You weren't drinking. I barely drank at this point. I had a beer.
Yeah.
And so you and I are kind of like gravitating towards each other, but you and I are having the best time, but everyone else is like way too wasted.
And that was when the whole countdown for New Year's was happening. I was thinking, I wouldn't care if she kissed me. Like, that'd be fine.
That's what you were thinking?
Because everyone else was, our friend, like I said, was on the base. The other one was making out with like a teenager. And I mean, legal teenager, but it was so weird. But it was just, people were all doing.
Why didn't you just kiss me if you wanted to kiss? I would have been down.
I don't know. I'm not really the aggressor. You should know this.
But anyways.
And yeah, why didn't you? Because you were trying to flirt with a fucking yoga teacher.
I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about it. I would have kissed you though. That would have been fun.
I know you would have kissed me. But, well, you basically thought I was straight. So that happened. We spent 5 days together in total in this whole situation in Nicaragua. This was in southern Nicaragua. And after New Year's, then we were just like glued together. We were super bonded.
Mm-hmm.
For like nothing happened. We were just wanted to tell each other everything and be around each other.
We were just best friends.
We were just
instantly best friends.
Yeah.
And we had some like weird things where it was like I was about to quit my job and go traveling through Bali and Siargao. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm like quitting my job. I'm going here. Have you like heard of these places? And you're like, I live there. I live in Siargao. And I'm like, what? So anyways, and it was weird because our dates lined up so perfectly where I was flying into Bali the same day that you were, and then like flying to the Philippines the same time you were.
Yeah.
And so we basically were going to be together.
The actual same flight,
the same
it was just
same
the same
date.
It was
same
really
date,
bizarre.
and it was just became this thing where it was like, oh, we're going to spend like 6 weeks together soon.
Yeah.
And you were just like, come hang out with me. Like I'll just be with you for 6 weeks essentially.
Which also, by the way, so
we had something to look forward to.
We had something to look forward to. They knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
But it also, just to kind of like give a little background, I was living out of a backpack at the time. So my home base was in Siargao in the Philippines, but otherwise I was living out of a backpack. So I was super nomadic, and I was, so I lost my train of thought. So it was normal for me to meet people who would be like, oh, I'm going to be here. I don't know. It's just kind of the culture of travelers, It's like, oh, you're going to be here. Cool. Let's meet up. You kind of just become close super fast. And I'm like, oh, you've never been to these places. This is going to be so fun. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to introduce you to all my friends. Like, this is going to be the best. You're going to have the best time.
Yeah.
And so then you left Nicaragua.
Yeah, we had like 5 days. We became best friends essentially.
And we're like, cool, see you in March.
Yeah, see you in March. You were going to come through San Francisco where I lived in February because you had to like stop through for a few days around Valentine's Day weekend.
That was, yeah.
And so, and you were like, can I stay with you? And I was like, I mean, yeah.
No, that happened later.
Anyways, so we knew we were going to see each other a bunch over the next couple months.
What happened first was that our little girl crew, the 4 people that we had said, me, my friend, you, and the other girl, we had started a group chat, and we were texting in the group chat. All of you guys left around the same day because you all were corporate people and you all had to go back to work. I was staying in Nicaragua for a few months, or I didn't really have a plan. I just had some time off. And we were texting in the group chat, and then you texted me outside of the group chat, didn't you?
That's right.
And I was like, Oh my God. You know that feeling you get when someone texts
Were you
you?
nervous?
I felt, yeah, just that it's like the crush feeling where you're like, oh my God, this person's texting me,
Oh, shit.
And then I was like, it's Alix. Like what? And you were literally texting me about the yoga teacher. Okay. So it wasn't anything,
Oh, classic talking about
spicy or
another girl.
anything. Yeah. But you're just like, oh, look at what she sent me or whatever. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And, but that was my first indication. I was like, I think I kind of have a crush, but it was just like it didn't almost match. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh, it's just fun and cute and it's a crush.
Also, like, it never really crossed my mind because in my mind, you're straight.
Me too.
Like,
in my mind, I was straight too.
There was no like indication from you that
I could have crushes on girls.
Correct.
But in my mind, straight people can also have crushes on the same sex.
You just feel like everyone's a little gay. Like it's just normal.
Yes, correct.
But your friends wouldn't agree with that.
But they're wrong.
Okay.
And we've gone over this, that I'm always right. I think everybody has the ability to open themselves up to anyone, but most people don't let themselves.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Okay.
But
well, on my end, it was like there was an energy between us. Yeah. It was very clear. We were like magnets and there was like a flirtatious energy there. But in my mind, there was a barrier there because you were straight.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, I was just like, oh, my barrier was like, okay, again, you can have crushes, but that's very different. So at this point, what had also changed for me is I was really dating to marry. I had never done that before. I was before too. Always had been like, it's just for right now. I'm just having fun. I didn't care as much about the future, even if I talked about, I had serious relationships and we talked about the future, but I never felt that. And after that breakup that I had, I was like, I feel ready. Like I finally felt ready to like date to marry and find my person. So it's like I had a crush on you, but I was like, I'm not going to marry a girl. So I didn't entertain it as anything deeper because it was like, well, like that's never going to happen. Like that just seemed, also that barrier was there for me where it was like, it's just not even that had literally never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
So
what happened? I left for San Francisco. And then
you text me outside the group chat. We started texting, and then I really didn't like it where we were down south. So I went up north, literally found a place that was as far as possible, looked on the map and was like, this is as far as I can go while staying in the country. Mm-hmm. And there's still a surf camp here. So great, because I don't have a board. Like I don't have anything. So I still wanted to really like learn how to surf. So I go to this place. And as soon as I started getting further up north, but especially once I turned down the dirt road, I was like, oh, this is what I imagined Nicaragua to be like. Not that party kind of touristy vibe that we were sort of in down mm-hmm. south. It was just not for me. And as soon as we got up there, it was just like peace, quiet, cows, waves, just nothing, nothing. And so much warmer and just so relaxed. And I just immediately felt this exhale, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. And also, by the way, as soon as I went up there is exactly when surfing clicked for me. It mm-hmm. was like I had been doing it for 2 weeks down south and it wasn't really fun for me down south. When you're in that beginning phase of surfing and it's not fun at all. Yeah. You're just being tortured and pummeled and like pretending like it's fun and it's not. And then when it clicks, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I get it now. It is fun. Yeah. And I had that as soon as we went up there, even though that whole wave is a weird, tricky wave. But I think it was like a nervous system thing or something. I was just relaxed and I could like be in it. And so I saw this sign. It said, call land for sale on the walk to surf every day. And I was in a habit of doing this. Like I said, I was living all over and I'm like, I would call all the time, just curious. I'm a very curious person. I'm like, what's land going for around here? Like, what are the laws? What are the rules? Whatever. So I called, looked at the land. It ruined me because it was perfect. It was literally perfect. It was just this like full body knowing of, holy shit, this is the thing I've been looking for. Yeah. But the problem was that it was more expensive than I was planning. And it was also twice as big as I was planning. It was 2 acres. And so I'm thinking back to this girl that I met a few weeks ago who, when we're having all these talks on the bed and you're like, yeah, I also want to buy land one day and like start a B&B somewhere abroad and just retire corporate and just live this different life. And I'm
Yeah.
like, cool. Again, that's not weird. I meet people all the time that want to do that in the way I was living. So I'm like, yeah, cool. Me too. That's what I want to do. And so I'm thinking, I'm like, should I ask her? Should I ask her if she wants to buy this land with me? And I don't know if you want to tell from your perspective when I did ask you.
Well, yeah, I get a text because I was planning to try to find land that year. And I was thinking it would be more in Guatemala because my best friend is from Guatemala and like has a place on the beach there. And so she and I were going to go and check out a couple spots and like see if that made sense. Because I always thought like, oh, I'm going to like prioritize my life around this person, like one of my good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you texted me about I got a text from you saying like, hey, like you got to come up here. It's amazing. Like, do you want to buy land with me? I was like, that's crazy. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
Haha, no.
No, that's awesome for you though.
But what did you think? Do you remember what you thought when I asked you
I
that?
thought that was crazy. I was just like, no, we're not doing that.
Who is this girl?
And I was just like, I want to like do something on my own. Essentially, I think is what I said. Like, but that's awesome for you. And I'm going to Guatemala like over MLK weekend. So it was like 2 weeks after I saw you, I was going down to Guatemala. And that's what I was supposed to be doing. And you were like, well, come like visit me. You have to come see this land anyways. And so I was like, okay, I can make that work. Like I could travel down there and then also go to Guatemala. And then my friend last minute canceled on me. And so now I'm not going to Guatemala. So I was like, I really want to go with her because it will be a different experience. And so I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to Nika for 10 days again. And so I like pretty much 2 weeks later, I was back in Nika for 10 days.
Mm-hmm. And on my side of things, before I sent the text, I was thinking, okay, if we buy this land together, we're both going to build houses, maybe businesses, like we're going to have families together. So I'm like going through my whole life, and I'm thinking
like it's a commitment.
Yeah, I
if
really
we both
want
build next to each other.
I'm extremely impulsive. And so I try to recognize that when I'm about to do something impulsive and think like, is this a good idea? So I was doing that and I was thinking, is this a good idea to ask this person? And I'm thinking of my imaginary husband. And I'm like, what if he thinks it's weird that I like have to live next to Alix and want to be with her all the time? And I was like, I'm going to divorce him. Like, fuck that guy. I already divorced my imaginary husband for you. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to ask her. Like that was my thought process. Still didn't click that like, maybe you're in love with this person. So I was just like, yeah, I'm going to ask her. And when you said no, I'm like, perfect. I actually love when people say no to me because then that gives me a project to get my way. And so I convinced you to come back.
Yeah.
And before you came back was also the first time I had said the words out loud to one of my friends of like, oh, I kind of have this crush on someone. And also, by the way, like, it's a girl. And my friend was just like, cool. Was she, like, what's her name? Like, what does she do? Did not care at all. And it was this thing
Such
of
a
like,
good friend.
Once it came out,
she didn't make it a big deal at all.
Yeah, like it coming out of me, it just took the power and all of the kind of because I was feeling all this stuff. I'm like, what does this mean? But I was like, oh, it actually doesn't matter. And I was like, no, but nothing can happen because we don't want to cross any lines. And I really valued our friendship already.
Yeah.
And so you came.
I was super excited to come back. Because I was like super excited to see you and also super excited to like surf and whatnot. But I just remember like going on a hike with a friend and like telling them all about you and just being like, this is like truly, I think the best person I've ever met in my entire life. Like, and just was going on and on about you. And I think she was just kind of like, I hope somebody one day speaks about me the way that you are speaking about this person. I think she was trying to like nudge to me gently, like, you might have feelings for this person.
And by the way, we had only spent 5 days together in person.
I held you in very high regard.
So I know that we kind of have to speed it up, but so you came back. Essentially, you were staying in a bunk bed. The upper bunk, you were staying on the lower bunk. The upper bunk had a shitload of spiders all over it.
Yeah.
So you could no longer sleep in that bed.
I was paranoid. I was scared to death. I started screaming. Kayla's in the shower. I'm like, there's so many spiders in my bed. Like, I don't know what to do. I can't sleep here. And so I'm like, my first logical step is, well, there's a hammock outside in like the central area. It's like all outdoor. I'm going to go sleep in the hammock.
Yeah. And I was like, don't be weird. Just stay in my bed. I had a queen bed in the same room. We were sharing a room. I'm like, stay in my bed. Don't be weird.
Absolutely not.
And you're like, you know, and I'm like, come on, just don't be weird about it. And so you put on all long sleeves.
I didn't want to be a lesbian predator, getting in bed with this straight girl. And then like the next day, her being like, why did you do something weird or something? I was like so paranoid.
Terrified.
Of being a lesbian predator.
Terrified. It's
so I put on long sleeve shirt,
90
and
degrees
long
outside.
Pants.
It's 90 degrees. We have no AC. We're in Nicaragua. You're wearing all long sleeves from head to toe. And I'm like, are you going to sleep like that? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I hope you don't care that this is how I sleep. And I took my pants off. And I was just wearing like a tiny crop top and a thong. And I'm like, this is okay, right? And I just
so mean.
I knew I was torturing you and I loved it. And so we slept that night. You barely slept.
I slept at the very edge of the bed, as far as you could possibly be, like literally like a beanpole, and was so scared that you were going to touch me in the middle of the night.
Which I did.
You did. You full on koala beared me all night. I didn't sleep. I was just like, what is happening?
It was such a weird feeling because I was like, I just want to be held by this person. Like, I just want her to
And you are
hold
not
me
a touchy person. You don't want to be held.
But you didn't know that. So
I
was
didn't
just
know that.
fully taking advantage of the fact that you didn't really know me yet. And you could just think, oh, I'm just a straight girl that is affectionate. Like, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So eventually, don't give me that look. It does happen.
Doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, girls.
I don't want to cuddle my friends.
No, not cuddle, maybe, but it's like you can
be full on koala beared. Like you were in my nook of my neck. Like
yeah. So that turned into you getting more comfortable with me. The next night, I'm like, what are you watching? You're watching something on your tiny iPhone screen. You're like, I'm watching The L Word. And I was like, I love that show. Which already you're like, why the fuck does this straight girl know everything about The L Word? And I'm like,
that was suspect.
It's a good show. What are you talking about? So I was like, which episode are you on? I like snuggle up next to you because it's a tiny screen. And that became our nightly ritual, is watching L Word.
And now I'm basically holding you while I'm holding this tiny
you were holding
phone
me.
screen.
Your arm
every
was
single
over
night.
the back of me. I'm on your chest. I would fall asleep on your chest every night.
Every night.
To L Word.
For like a week straight.
Gayest thing you've ever heard, other than us telling each other our love story.
And I thought we were just friends.
Yeah. And we're like, no, this is totally normal.
Because you're straight to me. You have not indicated, except for all the cuddling, that you're not straight.
For all the naked cuddles that I was into it. And so I knew that. I knew that I was doing that. And I was just like, I don't want her to know that I've had any experiences or like I've liked girls, because then you're going to know I'm flirting with you. And then it's going to ruin everything, you know? So on the very last night, I finally tell you in the way that I tell people big information, which is completely gaslighting them and being like, what do you mean? I already told you that. And so we're talking and I was like, yeah, I dated a girl that looked like Shane once. And you were like, what? And I was like, oh, I didn't tell you that before. And you're like,
no, you never told me that ever.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. Well, anyways, you know, and I just like totally brushed it off, and your jaw was on the floor. You're like, tell me everything right now.
Yes, immediately. And like 2 weeks ago, why haven't you told me this? That's so mean.
So I did. I told you everything.
And it changed everything.
So on our last night, it was like we had this, the only way we can describe it is our souls got married.
Yeah.
In this weird spiritual experience. Like, I don't know how to say it. I
don't know. It was just like we spent the whole night under the stars. We didn't go to sleep. We just like spent every waking moment like watching shooting stars. And I think that's the only way to describe it is like there was like this union that happened of like a recognition of souls, and that like we have done this before and we're meant to do it again.
It was very unnerving, honestly.
Yeah. And it was like the most intimate experience I'd ever had in my life. And we were not physically intimate beyond just like holding hands and like cuddling.
Yeah.
Like we didn't kiss or anything.
We didn't kiss. And whose fault was that?
I'm okay with how it went because I think it like really built this like level of intimacy like for us before like diving into the physicality of things, which can like really mess with the mind sometimes.
Yeah. And I was waiting for you to kiss me because you had talked this big game when we were down south about like, I always kiss the girl first. Blah, blah. You were saying all this
created
stuff.
tension and it all worked out how it was supposed to.
So I was like, maybe I'm misreading the signals and she's not into it because she hasn't kissed me. So the next morning we signed the papers on the land, by the way, convinced you to buy the land.
Yeah.
Which is titled Down the Middle, Your Half and My Half.
Still to this day.
Which is laughable because our house runs through the line. And I was waiting for you to kiss me. We're literally laying there nose to nose. And I'm like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then they walked in. They're like, Alix, your taxi's here because you were leaving the country again.
Yeah, I had to go.
And it was like the spell broke and you wouldn't look at me.
I had to go.
Again.
I don't know how else to say this, but I had to go. I couldn't look at you. I just needed to get out of the country because all at once in a moment it hit me that there was a lot on the line and that there was a lot at stake and that could be lost. Number one, which is that like I now have this like person who I can't imagine not having in my life anymore, who in my world, I'm like, you're still just a friend. Even though we had this whole crazy experience, we still didn't acknowledge that we had feelings for one another. Mm-hmm. And now we just bought land together. So we're going to be in each other's lives forever. I'm like, we can't mess this up. Like it just became like a very high stakes situation.
Yeah. But I was just like.
So I was like, I got to go. Get me out of here.
And you left the country.
And I left the
without
country.
making eye contact.
Yeah.
But then in true lesbian fashion, texted me as soon as you're pulling out the driveway.
I miss you already.
I miss you so much. And I was like, I knew it. And then the next few days, we're just talking about how much we miss each other. And, you know,
we spent every waking moment texting each other. It was disgusting.
Full on.
I literally hate that we did that.
Adolescence. You are such a liar.
No, I loved it, but it's just like, it was so pathetic.
You just got a new phone.
It was so pathetic.
You said, oh my God, our whole text history is deleted now because my phone wasn't blacked up. So don't act like you hate it.
No, I love that we did that, but I also am like, pathetic.
But we were talking without talking. We still didn't acknowledge I hate it. And so finally I just came out and said it. I was like, I like you, you idiot.
Yeah. And then I didn't respond.
And then you didn't respond after we were texting every 5 seconds until our thumbs fell
I
off.
know. I was in a one-on-one at work.
No.
But we were talking about you.
Yeah, this wasn't a real professional
This is like my best friend at work. And we were in a one-on-one. He did report to me. So we had a one-on-one. And I was talking about you and trying to figure out like, is this real? Like, I don't know what's happening. I'm in love with this person. I don't know what's going to happen. And then I was like, oh my God, she texted me that she likes me. And he's like, yeah. And so then we just like started talking about it. I never wrote you back.
An hour later.
Like for like an hour. And that was honestly kind of mean, which in retrospect, I realized that at the time I was just like, I got to finish my one-on-one.
And then meanwhile, I'm thinking I just ruined all the stakes you're talking about. So I call my friend crying. I'm like, I messed everything up. Oh my God, it's going to be so weird now. Now we own land together. Oh my God. And then you text me back and you're like, I wanted to kiss you so bad that night. And then I was like,
and then everything changed.
We're getting married. It's fine.
We're getting married.
Everything is okay. And so I moved my flight up to San Francisco.
Several times. There just became a moment where I realized you just need to be here now in San Francisco. And we need to figure out what this is, because if it is what we think it is, like we need to know that now. And then let's like start our lives together, essentially. Yeah. So I convinced you to move your flight up. And so you came to San Francisco.
Valentine's weekend of 2020. So
how romantic.
And then we had our first kiss at the airport, which was my worst fear because I was like, I don't want our first kiss to be a SFO.
But I was like, we can't like not kiss.
I know, but then it would be weird. And
you also had told your friend before you came, like, I think I'm going to marry this person. She was like, what? Like, you haven't even kissed.
No, I was like, this is really weird, but like, I know I'm going to marry this person. She's like, what are you talking about? Like, that you sound crazy. I'm like, I know. I don't know why I'm saying this. It's just the truth. And then
you were all nervous there would be like no chemistry. But I'm like, you can't feel so intensely for somebody, like be that in love with somebody and then there be no chemistry. Like that just isn't how it works.
Yeah. I was so scared. I was just scared of everything. like, what does this mean for me and my identity and my life? And because I knew,
Yeah,
like I
it's a
said,
lot.
if I'm choosing this person, like this is my person. And so that's everything, you know? And I was terrified. And so our first kiss wasn't good. And I'll
It
take
was
the
not
blame.
good. It was at SFO.
I'll take the blame for that.
It was not good.
Because I was just so awkward.
You
and
were
so
so
scared
awkward.
and just like,
You
You've
were
never
terrified.
seen me scared
Ever.
since.
Ever. As soon as we got back to my apartment, you like
I
softened
relaxed,
and then
yeah.
it was fine, but you were so nervous.
I was so nervous. And then, I mean, the rest is really history.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, like, we knew right away as soon
Yeah.
as you were there, like, this is it. And
This
we
is
are
it.
going to get married and have a whole life together.
And everybody thought we were crazy because we moved in, we got a dog, we got married, we started a business, built on the land all within a year. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And that's called
And
lesbianism.
I was just like, hey, look, we just need like 5 years and then we'll have credibility. And here we are. We're at over 5.5 years. We have credibility now. We're
We've been
not
waiting
crazy.
5 years to start this podcast because
Just so we had
otherwise-
credibility.
Exactly. Imagine if we're reading these tips about like long-lasting marriage, people would be like, I'm not going to take anything from you guys. I don't even know what you're talking about. We know
So,
stuff now.
We know stuff. And what the most frustrating part of all of it was that like every cliche was so true, and which is so frustrating. But
So
it's like,
annoying.
really, when you know, you know.
You know, blah, blah, blah. It's all true.
It's all true. So that's our love story.
And yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
Yay, us. So how we end every podcast is a fun little segment called Who's the Problem, where we look at, it could be each other, it could be the world at large, someone else, and you guys get to decide who the problem is by voting on our stories. So we really want to hear
Ooh.
from you.
I love it.
Who's the problem for you this week?
Okay, so we, like the rest of queer America, watched the Queer Ultimatum in July,
Yeah.
right? And which is an amazing show.
Yes.
And I'll give a little backstory for those who didn't watch, but if you watched it, you know where this is going to go. Okay, so there's this couple on it, Dana and Megan. And Dana issued Megan an ultimatum. They'd been together for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. She's ready to get married. Megan's like from this conservative Lebanese family, and her family's like not really comfortable yet. So that's like holding her back. So that's like why they're on the show, right?
Mhm.
And the whole premise of the show is that like you go on, you break up, you start dating the other cast members, and then you get into a trial marriage for 3 weeks with another cast member. And then you go 3 weeks with your original partner, have a trial marriage. And then at the end, you decide like who you're going to marry, essentially.
Mhm.
Wild,
Propose to. Yeah.
wild concept. Okay. So anyways, Dana and Megan, they break up and they start dating other people. And almost immediately, Dana's like in love with another girl, like almost immediately.
But again,
Okay.
lesbianism. So
And Megan's like having panic attacks, essentially.
Yeah,
like
it was sad.
it was really sad. She's such an earnest and genuine person.
Yeah.
You could, like, from what it seemed like.
yeah.
And so she's like pulling her partner aside and being like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I want to leave the show. Like, let's not do this. This is
Mhm.
going to end super bad. And Dana's like, no, like, you're here. Like, we made this commitment. We're doing it. And Megan's like panicking. I felt so bad for her. So anyways, she decides she's going to stick it out and they go through it. But like, there's a few things that start to happen, right? Dana has a sex Spotify playlist that somehow shows up on Megan's TV. So Megan's like, okay, what the heck? You're already having sex with your new trial wife. Like, what? And then like she does some other weird things. Like Dana's with her like new trial wife and sees Megan and doesn't acknowledge her. And they're like hanging out, flirting
Yeah.
in the pool, which is like kind of weird. You wouldn't even say hello to the
Yeah.
person you've dated for like 2 or 3 years. The most queer cliche thing ever, Dana and Megan agreed that they were going to get matching tattoos after the experience was over. What do you think Dana does? She goes and gets the matching tattoo with her trial wife partner, not the girlfriend that she came on the show with.
That was diabolical, honestly. That was like, what?
What? Okay. Now on the flip side though, Megan
Falls in love.
gets in this trial marriage and immediately falls in love with the other girl. Like instantaneously. Like to the point where she's like, I need to leave this experience. And then 2 days in, she's like in love with and having sex with her trial marriage partner. So I'm like, who's the problem in this situation? Is it Dana for like having no boundaries and like doing really shady stuff? Or is it Megan for like going on a show and then like, but not being open, but then instantly falling in love with somebody else? Like, who's the problem here?
Who do you think the problem is? What's your take?
Personally, I think Dana is the problem.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the fact that she doesn't have boundaries is what it is making her partner open to begin with.
Yeah.
Because she knows that about her partner. And so she's like, if she's going to be boundaryless, like I'm going to allow myself to be open.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I mean, I think the real problem in all of this is reality TV, but without it, then what would we do?
What would we do? Besides, like, psychoanalyzing these people is like the best thing ever.
It's the best. It's truly the best.
So you think Dana's the problem?
Yeah. Yeah. She stresses me out.
Yeah.
She would stress me out to watch the whole situation. And Megan, I don't know if it was just because she felt more likable. So I'm like, it's fine if she's doing problematic stuff. But I agree, Dana.
Yeah.
So for me, who's the problem? Remember how I said it could be about other people? It could be about us.
Oh, God. Is it me? I'm always the problem.
Okay, at least this is like on camera.
I feel like I foreshadowed this earlier when I was talking about like my previous breakup, and I realized like I was the problem in so many ways.
Oh, I thought you were going to say by always apologizing first. That foreshadowing.
Oh, that
This
too.
isn't something you really need to apologize for, but it is something I did put on my Instagram story already that got a very large response.
Oh, no.
And so I thought, let's ask the pod audience, okay? Plain clothes.
Like airplane clothes.
Plain clothes, yeah. Clothes that you wear on a plane.
Yeah.
Acceptable off of the plane to wear anywhere other than the plane? Immediately after a flight?
Yes.
That's the wrong answer.
I'm never going to wash my jeans ever. So whether they go on a plane, whether they go
wearing
anywhere.
Jeans on a plane is a second problem. That's a whole other problem. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What else am I going to wear on a plane besides jeans?
Okay.
I'm not down with the whole athleisure wear on planes. I think that's bizarre.
Oh.
That's my hot take.
Okay. Well, we're not even talking about jeans on the plane. What happened was we had a pretty short flight. It was 3 hours coming back from Minnesota. It's not international or anything.
Exactly. I'm not even dirty.
After a plane, I need to shower. I need to shower. I need everything to be clean, and I need those clothes to be in the hamper. They're not to be anywhere other than the hamper, and they certainly are not supposed to be on my body, and my body's not supposed to be sitting on the bed. You were sitting on the bed in your plain clothes.
I don't really understand what the problem is.
So who's the problem?
You are the problem, obviously.
Who's the problem? Are you a plain clothes wearer or a plain clothes denier?
I don't
like
know.
me?
I think we leave it up to the pod to decide because like clearly we have very different opinions on this. I think you're being neurotic.
Oh, I am. That's fine. I'm curious.
Let me live.
I did. I didn't kick you off the bed. I just publicly
shamed me on your Instagram.
Well,
Whatever.
I mean, it's fine. So you guys can get to decide. We'll see it in our stories. We'll put polls up. You can always vote on who the problem is. And I know that I don't know how long it's going to take into this podcast that some listener is going to make like #FreeAlix shirts. It's going to happen.
It probably will.
It's going to happen.
It probably will.
I know what's going to happen. It's fine. But
guys, I'm happy. Don't worry. I promise.
We love you. Thank you for listening to our first ep, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.